to have influence over a doctor takes time, right? Whether you're in the beginning of that role or a few years into your career. I think early on in my career, you enter these sales roles and everyone reaches out to Joe and says, I want to get into medical device sales. And they say, why? And they don't really know. They say, because it's cool, or I'm going to make a lot of money, or that's the reputation, right? And I think that's the trap I fell into early on in my career, was that I was showing up and throwing up to doctors to get them to use my product. And I would argue that I would do the same thing in a pharmaceutical sales setting. But looking back, it was valuable to have that experience falling flat on my face because I didn't influence anybody. Having the experience now, 15 years in, I kind of hit my stride about 5 or 6 years as I began in the industry. And that was having the right mentors and trainers teach me on what to say and how to say it, when to do it and when not to do it. And we argue, and as Ryan alluded to, when you leave the OR, that doctor is going to use your product. I would beg a differ to say that's not true, because as a device rep, and I want to be a consultant, my goal is to make sure it's the right device for the right patient. And at times, as a device rep, if I'm going to influence a doctor, I'm going to speak to them maybe before the case or that week, knowing what upcoming procedures he has, to say, hey, doc, I would love for you to use my product, but from what we've seen, our device is used better for X, Y, and Z as opposed to that. And I think that establishes credibility with long-term influence to know that whatever company you're at, they're going to call you.